Phantom, how's it going? Today we're talking about video game delays and why they aren't exactly a bad thing for the industry. Now this is just going to be my opinion, but let's face it, video games have been getting delayed left and right recently, and whether it's due to the fact of the hardware being new and developers still having to learn about it, it's still something that's been the subject of a lot of people's talking right now, and it's something that has really just set a fire in the gaming community of everything's getting delayed, what's going on, why is it getting delayed. Now a delayed game isn't necessarily a bad thing. Neil Druckmann and the guys from The Last of Us have actually gone on record and saying, yeah, without that extra month of polish that we needed on that game, the game would not be what it was when it came out, and it wouldn't be basically one of the biggest masterpieces of the medium. Now, let's take a look at an example of something that should have been delayed, but it wasn't. Oh yeah, I'm going to talk about everybody's whipping boy right now, Assassin's Creed Unity. Assassin's Creed Unity is a game that shipped with tons of microtransactions, tons of bugs, a game that actually should have never gotten through the ESRB rating board and should have never gotten approved to be mass marketed. I don't know how they cut corners on it, but it was a mess when that game was released. Let's not even forget the Master Chief Collection. The Master Chief Collection, to this day, is still a buggy mess, although I have heard it's gotten better. I personally sold my copy probably about 2 weeks into it when they kept promising patch after patch after patch that, hey, it's gonna get better. Yeah, we patched it. It's good. It's great. You know, the online will work now. It's still kind of busted from what I've been hearing. All this actually reminds me of a quote by one of my favorite video game developers, Shigeru Miyamoto, who is the creator of Mario, and he basically quoted as saying, "A delayed game is good, but a rushed and unfinished and unpolished game released is forever." Now when you think about that quote, it actually makes a lot of sense, because when you ship something out, when you release it to the wild and you're like, no, we are dedicated to this date, we will hit that mark no matter what, and you do release it kind of stuck with what you got, and it affects you in the industry and affects your sales once word gets around, hey, it's not that great, you needed more time to polish, you needed more, things to do here and there, and the reviews from some of the websites that I personally do think some of the reviews are not necessarily bought off, but they're, we've heard rumors of them saying, hey, if you don't give us a good review, or if you don't review a game a certain way, that we will not necessarily buy you off, but we will not look as favorably towards you and give you more exclusive looks and things like that. We won't kind of get you on the inside of things if you don't review our products very well. Now I've been speaking a lot about why a video game delay is a good thing. Let's get into a little bit of why it's a bad thing. There's this certain air of mysticism to a lot of games that get delayed, and if they are delayed over and over and over again, the hype kind of tends to build it, and it kind of tries to make it something that it's not. I think one such example that we're gonna see eventually, if it ever does come out, is definitely gonna be The Last Guardian. Last Guardian is a game that has been delayed and been talked about, and it's been mentioned by Shuhei Yoshida, the guy who owns basically the video game department at Sony, who oversees everything. He's saying, yes, the game is still in development, but this game was announced back in like 2010, 2011, and since then everybody's been asking at every E3, hey, where's Last Guardian? What's going on with it? The Team Ico game, what's going on with it? The lead developer of Team Ico has left the project. Where is Last Guardian? And people are just raising the expectations for it to a level that if it ever does come out, I don't think it'll live up to anybody's expectations. Because there's been so much hype behind it, there's been so much talk about it, there's been so much, where is it? What is it exactly, and how can we get our hands on it, that it's going to be a letdown no matter what. So what are your thoughts on video games being delayed? Are you pro it? Are you against it? Would you rather have a day one patch that addresses all the issues, or would you rather have a patch later on that comes in and slowly and steadily fixes everything over time and you buy your game earlier? I'm really curious to hear about that, guys. Let me know in the comments section down below, and if this is your first time checking out my channel, I do weekly reviews of trade paperbacks, hardcovers, and I cover video games sometimes. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. You guys are awesome. Bye.